Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! I think I've fallen in love with Freya, Skye. I say this because you guys were telling me that I had to get into Victor and Nova and I had to support them. I had to check these guys out and they were absolutely incredible. You guys were right. I have to tell you and I have to give you credit where credit is due. You guys know your Disney stars and you know who's going to be the next pop star, because I was reading down through the comments of some of Freya Skye's music videos on Vivo and I noticed that a lot of you were predicting she was going to be the next Disney pop star, and I kind of concur with that. I agree with you wholeheartedly because I really do believe that she is the next Taylor Swift. I say this with 100% confidence. If not the next Taylor Swift, the next Ariana Grande. You know, I think way too many conversations revolve around people like Sabrina Carpenter and Taylor Swift, and they have for forever and always, and it's kind of overshadowed the success, which is a profound amount of success that Freya, Skye, and Kylie Contrell have been showing because of the Worlds Collide Tour, and I really do believe they're never shown enough credit and enough respect. I really do believe that the Descendants and Zombies fans are the most supportive and the most lovable fans in the entire world, because your love for these stars is truly unconditional. This YouTube channel is a living, breathing example of how your love is unconditional for Descendants and Zombies, because when you could have taken a chance on anybody else on YouTube, you took a chance on me, and you allowed me to be your voice of Descendants and Zombies, to commentate on these two franchises that have forever and always held a very special place in your heart. Guys, thank you so much. Because of you guys, people like Freya, Skye, Kylie Contrell's Legacies will forever be solidified, and they will go down in history for being some of the greatest of all time, if not some of the most revered. I think that everybody saw themselves through the character Nova in Zombies 4: Dawn of the Vampires. You know, how she wanted to achieve something far greater than her father ever imagined that she would become. And she most certainly did that with the help of Malachi Burton's character Victor, who really supported her from beginning to end of Zombies 4: Dawn of the Vampires. It kind of reminded me of the relationship between Zed and Addison, which was so powerful, which can consider them and bring them into the conversation and present the argument for forever of how Zed and Addison will go down in history for being one of the most revered Disney power couples of all time, certainly of the century. And I really do believe that Victor and Nova's characters kind of remind us of all the moments that Zed and Addison created for the Zombies franchise and just how much the Zombies franchise meant to them. And I really do believe that Freya, Skye, and Malachi Burton's working relationship really is the exemplification of friendship and how powerful a friendship can be. You know, all throughout our lifetime, we want to meet one person that we can fall in love with or have as our best friend for our entire lives. And I really do believe that this friendship between Freya, Skye, and Malachi Burton is a living, breathing example of how a friendship can really stand the test of time and has even the slightest chance of lasting for forever. The one thing that I've always wanted to encourage through my videos is that friendships can last for forever, and one can find true love and fall in love with somebody for forever and always. Because everything, while it's been said that nothing lasts for forever, I really do believe that a chance of forever existing does exist out there somewhere, some way, somehow, for whoever is watching this video. And that's what I wanted you to hold on to for forever and really believe in. And I think that is definitely illustrated through the powerful representation of friendship through Malachi Burton and Freya Skye's characters, like we've seen in the past with Milo Manheim and Meg Donnelly, who exemplified a profound amount of chemistry because Zombies had meant so much to their hearts and will forever and always hold a very special place in their hearts. You know, I've been reading a lot of conversation about the reboot of Camp Rock 3 for Disney Channel and the Disney Plus. And the way I choose to look at this is, and review it, you can reboot any classic franchise from Disney's history, and there's an illustrious history that goes with Disney, everything having to do with Frozen and Hercules and this or that. Freakier Friday just got rebooted. No matter what you talk about being rebooted, nothing will ever surpass the legacies of Descendants and Zombies, because Descendants and Zombies' legacy has become so revered, and there's such a passion coming from Descendants and Zombies fans. And that was to be noted at the Worlds Collide Tour when you guys came out by the thousands out of love and support for your favorite Descendants and Zombies stars, regardless of who they are or what they had done in their life, what circumstances they've been faced with, how much criticism had been thrown their way. You guys never cared. You just loved them from beginning to end, from the very first moment you saw the premiere of Descendants back in 2015. It's really hard to believe that it's been 10 years past since Descendants was first released. And the only star of the past cast was Sophia Carson that reflected on it for about 5 minutes for a YouTube video where she did an interview where she talked about how much Evie's character meant so much to her and how it had a profound impact on her life. I don't think any other Descendants star touched on the legacy of Descendants and its 10th anniversary, which is why I give the cast of Descendants and Zombies a profound amount of credit, and why I think the foreseeable future for Freya, Skye, and Malachi Burton looks ever more promising than ever before. I think that if you would have given this responsibility to any other two stars, they probably wouldn't have done as fabulous of a job as what Freya Skye and Malachi Burton have done. And I look forward to the foreseeable future sitting in this chair, being able to provide you with commentaries on Descendants of Zombies, because nobody can do it like I can, and nobody can do this gig as effectively and as powerfully as what I can, because there's always been something about my voice being attached and affiliated with the Descendants of Zombies franchise, is it not? I offer encouragement to people that we will see Zombies 5, even if it won't happen for another 5 years. I know that's half of a decade, and many of you will be teenagers by the time Zombies 5 happens, regardless of what the title is. Many people have suggested to me there will be a title change, because Zed and Addison are no longer the leads, and now the leads of the franchise are Malachi Burton and Freya Skye's characters, Victor and Nova. I really do like how they go together. You know, it's of extreme rarity that you see two people hit it off on the set of a Disney Channel movie or a Disney Channel TV series. We never saw that with Miley Cyrus and Emily Osment. That's one working relationship that I often profile because it was a disaster from beginning to end. From the very first moment Miley Cyrus and Emily Osment laid eyes on each other, they never liked each other. And it was years into the Hannah Montana production for both the TV series and the movie. Halfway through production of the movie in 2009, they decided they were going to be friends and they were going to make the most of the opportunity they had been given and they had been showed, because it was really a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Since then, I never trusted in any of the working relationships that Disney would have forthcoming until Descendants of Zombies, and I never saw such passion brought forth by Kenny Ortega when he signed on to be the producer and the writer of Descendants of Zombies. It was really incredible how Kenny Ortega took this franchise that started as a whisper and blew it up into something so incredible. And you guys took something that started as a whisper and blew it up into something incredible. Guys, thank you so much for giving me incentive to create all these beautiful videos about Descendants of Zombies, about your favorite stars, Freya Skye, Ruby Rose Turner, whom I love and have the biggest crush on. Many of you who have been subscribed to this YouTube channel for forever know that I have the biggest crush in the world on Ruby Rose Turner, and I've forever been supportive. I've forever came out in support of Ruby Rose Turner. Guys, thank you so much for all the love and support you've shown these videos, and how you continue to subscribe, how you continue to forever and always hit the like button. I will continue to create as many Victor and Nova videos as I possibly can. I have noticed that a lot of my Victor and Nova videos have been garnering a lot of attention on social media. Guys, seriously, thank you so much. Because I never ever thought this YouTube channel would see 500 subscribers. I thought maybe 100 people would subscribe, probably 100 videos here and there. But I've gotten thousands of views because of videos I put up on Victor and Nova, videos I put together on Freya Skye, because I think she has a very promising future with the Disney company. I'm never going to argue that. I don't think that can ever be disputed. I will forever and always be in the corner of Freya Skye. Regardless of how many critics we see out there who have never been supportive of Freya Skye, I will be the one guy, if I have to take bullets for the next Disney pop star, I will, who will forever and always be in support of Freya Skye. There's just something about her being just like all of us, you know, wanting a plain cheeseburger at McDonald's, preferring board games over video games. It's really cool. I was the biggest board game fan ever. I had everything from Mousetrap to 13 Dead End Drive to Classic Monopoly to Trouble to Scrabble. I had everything. And I loved playing board games with my friends down in my basement. I used to live with my mom before my mom passed away with cancer, and what I used to do to pass the nighttime was play board games or video games. So if Freya Skye's up for a game of Classic Monopoly, I'm all there for it. Or a classic game of Crash Bandicoot or Spyro the Dragon, they're all behind me. So I can kind of relate to Freya Skye and her passions. And I think all of you saw yourself through the eyes of Freya Skye because you probably were a fan of board games. Or you probably were a fan of getting a plain cheeseburger at McDonald's. I can't even tell you how many nights I'd be out DJing and I'd go to McDonald's with a craving for a plain cheeseburger, like Freya Skye often alludes to during Q&As for Descendants of Zombies. It's really cool how Freya Skye and Malachi Burton did a fabulous job with those duets on the stage for the Worlds Collide Tour, and how supportive you guys were. You didn't care who was singing the songs, unless you were a critic who found everything negative to talk about and upload to YouTube, which you guys did a fabulous job overshadowing, because it was the fans that took videos with their phones that were uploading videos to YouTube that I couldn't get enough of. And forever and always I was watching these videos and I felt so honored to be in your guys' presence, you know, providing commentaries about your videos that you were uploading, because you guys did such a professional job, and far more professional than a lot of critics who were uploading videos on YouTube. And I think never enough praise can be given to each and every one of you, because within the first few weeks of the Worlds Collide tour, oh God, there must have been thousands of videos uploaded about Descendants and Zombies Worlds Collide. And I've noticed the trends on YouTube, and everybody is still searching up the Worlds Collide tour for specific venues from Houston to California to Toronto here in Canada, and even Descendants Zombies Worlds Collide UK, which hasn't even happened yet. So that's really cool. You guys are searching up rumors, trying to find out what you can about the Worlds Collide tour. So you're our insiders. So if you guys have any info on the Worlds Collide tour, you can let me know in the comments of any of the videos that you're watching on this YouTube channel, because your input is what matters. This is your YouTube channel. I've often referred to it as our YouTube channel, because I didn't create this YouTube channel. We created this YouTube channel for our passion for Descendants and Zombies, which is going to last an eternity. And if there was one niche, I say this because if there was one niche that I could provide commentary on for the rest of my life, it would have to be Descendants and Zombies, because I have never seen so many fans so passionate about who and what they believe in. I mean, you're never going to argue the fact that you were a fan of Ruby Rose Turner, because you know you were. Everybody's favorite character from The Rise of Red ultimately became Bridget. And why did Bridget become everybody's favorite character? Because she was so kind, and she was undeniably sweet. She was killer sweet. That was the one thing about Ruby that always jumped out about me. I was watching Ruby ever since Coop and Cammy asked the world. And when I first laid eyes on Ruby, I knew she was going to be something special. From the very first moment she stepped out onto the red carpet for the premiere of Dumbo back in 2016, I knew that she was going to be something special for the Disney company, and she really was something special for the Disney company. I believe Dumbo was released in 2016, but regardless, I remember seeing her on the red carpet premiere of the Dumbo movie, and I saw this smile on a girl who just was so proud to be a part of everything that she was a part of, and it was such an honor for me to be able to commentate on Descendants and Zombies because of people like Ruby Rose Turner. When I first heard the news of Ruby being a part of the Descendants cast, joining the Rise of Red cast, I knew this was going to be phenomenal. And my heart was broken just a couple of years ago when Ruby announced that she wasn't going to be a part of Descendants anymore moving forward. But I refused to close the door on Ruby having anything to do with the franchise, because when you have people like Freya, Skye, who are so full of passion and so grateful for every moment they're a part of, I think that, you know, having Ruby Rose Turner come back into the mix opens up the door for more creative energy to be flowing, the creative juices to be flowing than ever before, and I think that more storylines could be created more than ever before. You know, you can talk about all these characters traveling from afar to partake in the Kingdom Cup games as much as you want, but without stars like Ruby Rose Turner, nothing really has made sense to me. And I think that a lot of people feel the same way. Ever since news was first released that Ruby was not going to be a part of the Descendants franchise moving forward, I think a lot of people were left brokenhearted. But having said that, I think that the future of Descendants and Zombies has never looked more promising, because we could see people return to reprise the roles. And I'm not talking about Dove Cameron, who has forever tried to leave her Disney past behind her and focusing on what matters to her right now, her music and her compilation Too Much, which she's been performing all throughout 2024, 2025. I want to say this, I'm really happy to see Dove Cameron back, but I just wish she wouldn't shy away from questions about Descendants, because the Descendants question always pops up in podcast interviews for Dove Cameron, and she does everything to kayfabe it, shy away from it, because she wants to focus on what matters to her. And while you have to find time in respecting that, I think you also have to find time in respecting the Descendants fans. You know, that's why I show up on YouTube, and I don't criticize Descendants and Zombies. If anything, I put Descendants and Zombies over in the way that it was meant to be put over, because you guys deserve better commentaries about Descendants and Zombies you have for forever, because of how supportive you've been of it. I've seen girls show up at my door every year on Halloween dressed up and inspired by their favorite Descendants characters, Mal, Evie, Bridget, Red. It's amazing how people love Descendants and Zombies so much so that they would buy the Halloween costumes and they would go door to door promoting Descendants and Zombies. You know, one girl many moons ago showed up at my door and told me to go watch Descendants and Zombies, and I came away from watching it with a greater appreciation because of her, and a greater appreciation for each and every one of you. So I think that the best way to spend my time, if I'm going to review anything, is to review Descendants and Zombies with such promise and prestige, which a lot of people shy away from because they think this is stupid, or that's stupid, or this didn't make sense, or that didn't make sense. I think that that's what a critic does. That's their nature. That's what they love doing. They love to get reactions out of fans. They love to put tears in your eyes, while people like me work desperately to try to take it away, and take away this pain that is completely unnecessary. Do I think that Kylie Cantrell deserves to wake up every morning in her hotel room YouTubing a video of a performance she gave less than 24 hours prior, filled with criticism? with their opinions. I think that a critic's opinion is absolutely useless. And I think that if you're going to show up on YouTube to talk about Descendants and Zombies, you have to talk about it with such prestige to give them confidence. So that people like Clarke and Ruby Rose Turner do know that there are good people out there in this world. And while it's undeniable they do know that, at least they need to know there's a guy on YouTube that, talks about it with prestige and the honor it deserves. Because Descendants and Zombies does deserve to be honored. Descendants and Zombies stars deserve to be at the D23 Expo in the future, going down in history for being some of the greatest of all time. And I'm here to ensure that your legacies of your favorite Descendants and Zombies stars are forever solidified and never ever forgotten and always remembered. That would be the greatest honor of my legacy. If I were to leave anything behind in my legacy when the dust is settled and the smoke is cleared, it's for being the greatest of all time. A goat, if you would, for solidifying the legacies of your favorite Descendants and Zombie stars. Because we will forever talk about Miley Cyrus. We will forever talk about Sabrina Carpenter, Ariana Grande, and Taylor Swift. I'm tired of hearing about Taylor Swift always being the center of attention and the focal point of the conversation. I think that forever and always it's been discussed Sabrina Carpenter is the live-action Rapunzel for the live-action Tangled. Okay, I've heard enough of it. What about Ruby Rose Turner? What about opportunities for people like Kylie Cantrell who could have easily been put over as a live-action Ariel for The Little Mermaid? Why is it always about Hailey Bailey and Sabrina Carpenter for The Little Mermaid and Tangled? I think more of the conversation needs to exist for Kylie Cantrell and Ruby Rose Turner because never enough praise can be shown for them, and I'll talk more about this tomorrow morning on my podcast because I was a huge fan of Tangled and The Little Mermaid. I grew up on these Disney classics, and I don't want to see them tortured, having stars that don't deserve to have donned the roles in the first place. I say this because it's always about the same 5 celebrities, Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande, Sabrina Carpenter, all the time. And as big of a fan as I was of Sabrina Carpenter's work on Girl Meets World many moons ago, I think that there's never enough praise shown to Kylie Cantrell, and this is where the lack of confidence comes in for Kylie Cantrell. This is why Kylie Cantrell and Meg Donnelly have forever doubted themselves. This is why Ruby Rose Turner cries when she's turned down for roles and she's shut out. I think the door needs to be more widely open than ever before for Ruby Rose Turner to embark on new projects, to really test the waters of what her capabilities are, which are endless. I think that if there was ever a person that represented a dream for somebody, it's definitely Kylie Cantrell. I got that from the opening quote of all the tour dates of the Worlds Collide Tour. If there were 43 arena dates, 42 and a half of them opened up with how a dream can happen for anybody, because that's the realization of life. A dream can happen for anybody. I don't care who you are, and I don't care what your dream is. Go out and make it happen, regardless of what that dream is, and come back and tell me about it. Because a dream is that much closer to you than you've ever realized. Because this is the greatest honor of my life. This YouTube channel is an example of how a dream can happen for anybody. Because this YouTube channel had 5 subscribers. 5 subscribers, I kid you not. And this YouTube channel has exploded with thousands of people, making it the most popular Descendants and Zombies themed YouTube channel in the world right now. And I have each and every one of you to thank for that. That's undeniable. And it's because of my passion that I've shared with each and every one of you for these 2 franchises that I never ever thought a decade and a half ago I'd be sitting here commentating on every night of my life. But this really is the greatest honor of my life. I have never felt so honored to talk about your favorite stars like Kylie and Ruby, and because of that, I will forever support them. I will forever love them. And I think that the best way to show your love and your dedication for your passion that exists in your heart for Kylie and Ruby is to take away the criticism and create great videos that people can feel inspired by. So if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you're probably going to want to do this, because I really do believe in these 2 franchises, and I really do believe that these 2 franchises have existed with such passion because of each and every one of you. That is truly undeniable. Thousands of people came out for the grand finale of the Worlds Collide Tour, and that was an emotional night in Fort Worth, Texas a couple of days ago. It's hard to believe that the tour is over and done with, but then rumors started, of course, with a UK tour in the works, and I can confirm that for you, although I don't really have much detail to kind of throw your way on the Worlds Collide Tour Leg 2. But the cool thing about the Worlds Collide Tour Leg 2 is they're going to be heading overseas. And because they're heading overseas now, that will open up the door for the international market to explode. And there are going to be great reviews posted. I'm going to try to outshine all the critics, but I can't do it with your help. And I need you to subscribe to this YouTube channel because I can't do this without your help. I think that there are way too many people uploading Descendants and Zombies videos who show the support for Descendants and Zombies but never get enough views and never get enough subscribers. So if you're watching this video, the best honor that you can do me is by subscribing to this YouTube channel, and I promise you I will never let you down, nor will I ever go away. I will always be here uploading Descendants of Zombies videos, simply because I love creating Descendants of Zombies videos and showcasing it for its true worth and its true value. There's no greater way to honor the franchise than by talking about it the way that it was meant to be talked about for a very long time. I wish more people were doing this 10 years ago, because I remember the first night that Descendants premiered. Within an hour of its premiere, there were reviews all over Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb.com filled with promise for the future of Descendants. And then 2 years after that, Descendants 2 happened for Disney Channel. The music got better, the story was deeper, it was filled with so much passion. And I never felt so honored to compile so many reviews 10 years ago like I was. Now, I didn't have a Descendants Zombies themed YouTube channel then. I was making YouTube videos, but I wasn't focusing on the franchises. I wish I would have been a part of it from the very beginning, to be honest with each and every one of you, because I would have taken away all the criticism like I'm trying to do now for Descendants of Zombies, because the Lord knows that Descendants The Rise of Red has seen its fair share of criticism for the color schemes, for the characters, for what they've often represented. So I think that in time, Descendants of Zombies will have a greater appreciation. We just don't know when, where, and how this is going to be derived. But I have each and every one of you to thank, because we're some of the best friends now because of Descendants of Zombies. Some of the most beautiful friendships I have forever and always believed have happened because of Descendants of Zombies and what Freya Skye represents. And if Freya Skye is sitting alone somewhere tonight watching videos on YouTube, one can only hope she's watching me and hearing my voice. Freya, you're doing a fabulous job for the Zombies franchise, and the foreseeable future for the Zombies franchise has never looked so miraculous. It looks so miraculous because of each and every one of you and what you're doing for the Descendants of Zombies franchise. Freya, keep up the good work. Keep pounding at our hearts, because in all honesty, you are having a profound impact on all of our hearts. And while I can't speak for every critic out there, you're having a profound impact on my heart, because you're showing that good people do still exist out there in this world. Every star of the Descendants franchise, mind you, is showing that good people still exist out there in this world. And Descendants of Zombies fans have forever shown and proven to me time and time again that good people really still do exist out there in this world, and some people can be the best of friends for the rest of their lives. If anything that Malachi Burton and Freya Skye have done a fabulous job promoting, it's the fact that people can be best of friends for the rest of their lives, and that really matters to me. That's something that will forever and always be spectacular to me. I know that Nickelodeon put out a stage musical years ago starring Victoria Justice called Spectacular, and they tried to emphasize that, but I think that no other franchise has put a greater emphasis on the value of friendship and the value of a life than what Descendants of Zombies has, because this was something that was meant to happen only once in a lifetime. And it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience that I think everybody has felt so honored to be a part of. This is the greatest honor of my life, being able to provide you guys with great commentaries and analogies on Descendants of Zombies. And I look forward to the foreseeable future commentating on Descendants of Zombies, because I think never enough good things can be said about it. October is going to be an exciting month, having said this in the final few moments that I have on this YouTube channel, because we have the birthdays of Ruby Rose Turner on October 16th, and then 24 hours after that, on October 17th, we're going to be celebrating the birthday of Freya Skye. So we have two very important days on the calendar for October, back-to-back birthday celebrations, which I am cordially inviting you to. So if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, all throughout those days, there are going to be Freya Skye videos and Ruby Rose Turner videos popping up at a celebration and to honor their legacies, because I think never enough credit can be shown to people like Freya and Ruby, who have done a fabulous job marketing the Descendants franchise for all the PR and showing up with a heart and a half for each and every one of you. I remember the dance rehearsals for things like Dream Come True, for Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires, and Life is Sweeter When You Are, all the way back in 2024, and how everybody was just so appreciative of being a part of it. The emphasis on the 13 characters that were featured in that music video for Life is Sweeter When You Are, showcasing Ruby's talent to sing and desire to be a part of all of our lives, was truly incredible. I think the dedication behind all the music for Descendants and the acting was really second to none. And I think that more people should be showing up on YouTube with these videos like I'm doing for each and every one of you, because I think it has a lot to do with my passion to create. And I was forever and always wanting to fall into a niche that would forever and always be supportive of my opinions. And it just so happened that the niche that was forever and always supportive of my opinions just happened to be Descendants of Zombies. Guys, seriously, thank you so much. I know I say it 1,000 times on my show, over and over again, time and time again, but I think never enough appreciation can be shown to the fans of Descendants of Zombies, because while people always choose to criticize it, I think never enough good things are always posted about your favorite stars. So I'm going to go ahead and upload this video to my YouTube channel and hope that somebody's going to subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my video, because it's really a hit or miss for me every single time I take to YouTube and I upload a video, because I don't know what the response is going to be for the videos that I upload. But I think it's the greatest honor of my life when I have the chance to create a wonderful video for everybody who feels inspired by them, because I know people draw inspiration from these videos because they too are a fan of Freya, Skye, they too are a fan of Meg Donnelly, they too are a fan of Ruby Rose Turner, and the same appreciation exists forever and always. Guys, thank you so much. I will return tomorrow morning as early as 8:35 and 9:05 a.m., which I hope you can join me for, when I will have a lot more to say about Descendants to Zombies and where the franchises are headed for the foreseeable future, because this is going to be something absolutely spectacular that we are all going to be a part of. It's really history that we are all going to be a part of, and I couldn't be more excited for the future on Descendants of Zombies, the foreseeable future, because there are so many good things to be said about and discuss when it comes to Descendants of Zombies. I'm your host of Descendants of Zombies podcast, the official Descendants of Zombies podcast, I guess, because while Disney puts $5.2 million behind a Marvel podcast and never a Descendants of Zombies podcast, somebody's got to do it. And you guys have made this YouTube channel the most popular Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel in the world right now, so it fits perfectly with what I'm trying to do, which I could have never done without your guys' love and support. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support you've continuously shown this YouTube channel. I will return tomorrow morning between 8:35 and 9:05 a.m. I'll see you then. Guys, keep kindness in your heart, because kindness really does go a long way in this lifetime. Don't forget to keep hitting the like and subscribe buttons for this YouTube channel, our YouTube channel, what we created. The most popular Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel in the world right now, because of each and every one of you. Because life is sweeter when all of us are. Stay calm and zombie on, everybody, into the foreseeable future.